In the shadows of the Sahara Desert, a sinister tale unfolds. A tale of violence and terror, etched deep in the annals of Algerian history. The specter of Algerian terrorism, a chilling narrative that has been woven over decades, with roots stretching back to the mid-20th century. In the throes of the 1950s, Algeria found itself locked in a brutal struggle for independence from France. This period, known as the Algerian War, saw the emergence of the National Liberation Front, or FLN. The FLN, employing guerrilla warfare and acts of terrorism, successfully ousted the French, but in the process, sowed the seeds for future violence in the country. As the 1990s dawned, Algeria was plunged into a bloody civil war. The Islamic Salvation Front, a radical Islamist group, came to the fore. Their campaign of terror included bombings, assassinations, and kidnappings, which left an indelible scar on the nation's psyche. The end of the civil war did not herald an end to the terror. The turn of the millennium saw the rise of the Salafist group for preaching and combat, later known as Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb. This group, with links to the infamous Al-Qaeda, carried out a spate of bombings and kidnappings, both within Algeria and across the Sahel region. In recent years, Algeria has faced the threat of the Islamic State, or ISIS. Though the group's influence has waned globally, it continues to inspire individuals and groups within Algeria, leading to sporadic acts of terrorism. This journey through the evolution of Algerian terrorism reveals a complex and tragic history. From the FLN's struggle for independence to the rise of radical Islamist groups and the ongoing threat of ISIS, the specter of terror has lingered over Algeria for decades. In summary, the narrative of Algerian terrorism is a tale of violence, political upheaval, and religious extremism. The National Liberation Front set the stage for future violence with its guerrilla warfare tactics during the Algerian War. The Islamic Salvation Front escalated the terror during the civil war of the 90s, and the rise of Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb and ISIS has further complicated the situation in recent years. As we delve into the history, we understand that terrorism in Algeria is not an isolated phenomenon. It is a symptom of larger socio-political and religious issues. The understanding of this historical context is crucial in the fight against terrorism, not just in Algeria, but across the globe. As the images flicker across the screen, we see the faces and uniforms of the Algerian military, the frontline defense against the waves of terrorism that have swept across the nation. These men and women are tasked with the immense responsibility of safeguarding Algeria's sovereignty and the lives of its citizens. From the rugged mountains of Kabylie, a stronghold of Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, to the vast Saharan desert, a difficult terrain that provides a hideout for the remnants of ISIS, the Algerian military operates in some of the harshest conditions. These are not just soldiers, they are the embodiment of Algeria's resilience and its determination to reclaim peace and stability. Their sacrifices highlight the human cost of the fight against terrorism and serve as a poignant reminder of what is at stake. In the complex web of Algerian terrorism, another threat emerges: Algeria's alleged support for the Polisario Front, a Sahrawi rebel national liberation movement. This movement, determined and relentless, seeks the independence of Western Sahara from Morocco. The images on the screen shift to the barren landscapes of Western Sahara, the faces of Polisario fighters, and the Algerian flags flying in solidarity. This controversial support, fraught with international implications, adds another layer of complexity to the narrative of Algerian terrorism. It presents a paradox: a nation fighting terrorism at home while allegedly supporting it on foreign soil. This support for the Polisario militia, whether explicit or implicit, illuminates the intricate dynamics of power, politics, and identity in the broader context of Algerian terrorism. In the tangled web of Algerian terrorism, another player enters the stage: Iran. Reports suggest that Iran has been involved in training the Polisario Front in Algeria, a claim that further complicates the geopolitical landscape. The footage now transitions to images of Iranian flags, military training camps, and encrypted documents allegedly linking Iran to the Polisario Front. This involvement, if proven, could significantly impact the regional balance of power and the fight against terrorism in Algeria. It's a high-stakes game of chess, where every move has far-reaching consequences. Iran's involvement adds another layer of complexity to the already intricate dynamics of power, politics, and identity in the broader context of Algerian terrorism.